Hi everybody, what's up? My name is Juan, I am just one reader, and I am here today to review The Blue Girl by Laurie Foos. So 2 weeks ago, I posted a video on my channel asking for your help to make my spring break TBR. You guys were, as usual, wonderful with your comments. You really helped me out, and I've already chosen a TBR. I haven't really shown it or shared it with you guys, but I already have it, and one of the books that you helped me choose was The Blue Girl. So The Blue Girl is a novel written by Laurie Foos in 2015. It is published by Coffee House Press, which is this this independent publisher. And it's roughly 200 pages, so it's quite short. That's also why I read it so quickly. It's a novel that is kind of difficult to describe without giving the essential plot points away. So I'm not going to do that. Instead, I'm just going to give a very brief overview and then some of my thoughts, feelings, and opinions. And then at the end, I will tell you two books that I think if you enjoy this book, you would enjoy those two books, but also the other way around. If you enjoyed those books, you could enjoy this one. The Blue Girl is essentially about this lakeside town, which could be literally anywhere. There's no descriptions or no hints as to where this place could be. We just know it's a little town close to a lake, and we follow the characters that live in this town. We follow their interactions, the way that they live. We see the way that they live their lives every day. This is more of a mundane type of novel. However, it is magical realism, I guess, so it has a twist. We follow the story through multiple viewpoints, which is really cool. The format is really cool because we follow first a character who is a mother, and then we follow in the next chapter the previous character's daughter's viewpoint. So we follow mother, daughter, mother, daughter, mother, daughter, and it's different mothers and different daughters, and that's something that I thought was really interesting and creative. I can't really remember of any other book that I've read that has a similar pattern, and I really enjoyed that aspect of it. Something that I really enjoyed about this book, and which I believe to be a central feature of the novel, is its language, its use of language. Laurie Foos is very, very good. She writes very lyrically, beautifully, poetically. The use of imagery is really, really on the focus here. The use of imagery is also really cool. Something that I also would say to describe the language is it's extremely evocative. And by that, I mean that reading the descriptions and the words that she puts together and the imagery that she comes up with, I was compelled to experience actual physical sensations, and that's something that very rarely happens to me, very occasionally. And I really had like emotional, but not just emotional, but also physical reactions to reading this book. I thought the use of language was really one of the central points of this book. This is a book that you are going to enjoy if you are a character type of reader. If you are a reader who really likes action-packed books, very fast-paced adventure books, very heavy on the plot and on finding out what's coming next, and feeling this thirst for more action and more dialogue, then this is not going to be a book for you necessarily. This focuses more on characters, on the psychology of such characters, and I'm not sure what type of reader I am. I think I'm kind of a mix. I'm kind of in between. I really enjoy characters. I'm a psychologist, so I love reading characters and their psychology, but I also enjoy plot. However, this book didn't feel necessarily, it didn't feel 100% character driven. I thought there was just enough plot for me to still enjoy this book as much as I did. However, an issue that I did have actually with the book is that the beginning, the first half is amazing. The first chapter in particular is a piece of art. Then there's the middle section that is kind of slow. It kind of loses a little bit of its momentum, and you know, she kind of lost it there for a second, and then she picks back up right at the end, and she gives us this great conclusion that I absolutely loved. So having said that, I actually do believe that this story would fit a short story much better than a novel format. I think that as a long short story, and by that I mean a short story like 45 to 65 pages long, you know, kind of like the type of short stories that Karen Russell writes or Kelly Link writes. That type of format I think would really benefit this particular story. Something else that I really appreciated about this book was the themes that it explores. I think this book is quite deep, and I think there are a lot of things to be reflected upon while reading this and after having read it. I think this book could be interpreted and used as a metaphor for many different things and themes. For example, exclusion, solitude, family, sacrifice, human desire and human appetites, and suicide. The last thing I would like to say about The Blue Girl by Laurie Fuss is just how creepy and terrifying it actually is. No one warned me in advance, or, well, not warned me, but no one really mentioned in the reviews that I had seen just how wretchedly creepy this book is. It's really scary. It's the type of writing that really scares me. And, you know, I'm a person who really enjoys horror, but horror for me has to be done very well, very subtly, and very, with a lot of elegance. You know, I like sophisticated horror, and I think this novel is actually quite horrifying at moments. There was a paragraph in page 183, the last paragraph in that chapter, that I had to reread it several times. I'm talking 10, 15 times I had to read that paragraph because it was so haunting and so beautiful, but at the same time, just horrifying. And, you know, it's the kind of horror where something is happening and it's described with this beautiful language and this beautiful imagery, and you are just like, what? What? Is this really happening? It's kind of shocking. It's not Stephen King type of horror. It's not Clive Barker trying to scare you. This is very subtle and very quiet. It's kind of like the movie The Witch. By the way, this book actually really reminded me of the movie The Witch, and also the Blair Witch. It has that kind of eerie vibe of something ominous and yeah, something ominous happening and about to happen all the time. So that was my review of The Blue Girl by Laurie Fuss. Before I wrap this up, I just want to say 2 books that I think you would really enjoy if you enjoyed this one, and vice versa. 2 books that if you enjoyed them, you would enjoy The Blue Girl. And those books, I think, share the same themes, the same quality of writing, very lyrical and beautiful, and also the texture of it, because they're also very creepy. And those books are The Vegetarian by Han Kang and How the Blessed Live by Susanna M. Smith. Thank you very much for watching, guys. That was The Blue Girl by Laurie Fuss. I will see you next time.